Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Tuesday, July the 22nd. We got a full 15 game slate for Tuesday, guys. Excited to break this one down. I've been gone for a few days. I last uploaded a video on Friday, was gone for the weekend. I was in Atlanta. I went to the Braves game on Sunday, was in Atlanta kind of for the whole weekend, but we went to the Braves-Yankees game on Sunday. Got back home on Monday afternoon. Thought I could have maybe done a video for Monday, but since it was already so late, figured it just wasn't worth it. So decided to wait for Tuesday, and now we got Tuesday's slate coming up, and I've got some early player props I do like for this slate. Taking a first look at the board on Monday night. So looking at the board the night before, got 3 early plays I like. We're going to break down these plays. We're going to share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, guys, make sure that you hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and play your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 worth of free lineups instantly added to your account. Use those free lineups to build up your bankroll on Prizepicks. And again, if you don't have an account over there, sign up and use promo code NOAH. And then we do also have a partnership with Sleeper, so I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So if you want to put in $100, Sleeper will match that, and they will give you an additional $100 to play with. So this is an easy way to kickstart your bankroll over on Sleeper. Use that deposit bonus to your advantage. And again, if you sign up with that promo code NOAH, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100 over on Sleeper. But let's go ahead and talk about some plays, guys, that I like for today on Tuesday. So first prop that we're going to take a look at for today is going to be a walks allowed prop. And we're going to take Mitch Keller for less than 1.5 walks allowed. So Mitch Keller, kind of throughout his career, has been a pitcher with really good control. He's a guy that throws a lot of strikes. If you look at strike percentage this season, he has one of the highest strike percentages in terms of just strikes thrown. He's a guy that just pounds the strike zone, doesn't really walk a lot of batters. You look at his walk rate this season, he's got the lowest walk rate of his career this season, 5.5%, which ranks in the 88th percentile. So that's really, really good. Doesn't really give up a lot of free passes. Even if you look at last season, only had a 6.5% walk rate. The season before that, 6.7%. So he has historically been a pitcher that has had really good control, has been able to not really give up a lot of free passes, give up many walks. And if you look at the Tigers this season, his matchup, the Tigers are a team that don't really walk a lot. They do have some guys in their lineup, like I think Gleyber Torres has like a really high walk rate. And I think Colt Keith leading off his walk rates like over 10%. But there's a lot of guys in this Tigers lineup that don't really walk a lot. And as a team this season, the Tigers, they rank 20th in terms of walk rate versus right-handed pitching. So they're towards the bottom of the league. They're definitely below league average when it comes to walks against right-handed pitching. They're not a team that really gets a ton of walks. Whereas like if you look at teams like the Dodgers, the Giants, the Yankees, these are teams that walk a lot against right-handed pitching. The Tigers, they're more towards the bottom of the league, 8.3%, which again ranks 20th when it comes to walk rate versus right-handed pitching. So not only do we have a pitcher that has really good control, has a really low walk rate, he's facing a team in the Tigers who haven't really been a much of a team that walks much at all. They're a team that will strike out too. Like if you look this season, the Tigers in terms of their strikeout rate against right-handed pitching, third highest. So it's a team that doesn't walk a lot. It's a team that swings and misses a lot, strikes out a lot. This sets up as a really good spot for Keller to be able to hopefully throw a lot of strikes, pound the strike zone, not give up many walks here. And I do like him for less than 1.5 walks allowed. For what it's worth, doesn't really mean much, but for what it's worth, he has gone under this line in all of his last 4 starts. So he's done a really good job lately of keeping guys off the base in terms of giving up walks and giving up free passes. Let's hope that continues into the start today. Now, the next prop that we're going to take a look at is going to be a hitter fantasy score. And the hitter fantasy score that I'm liking for today is going to be on Pete Alonso. So we're going to look at Pete Alonso's hitter fantasy score, 6.5. I like the over here, so more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score on Pete Alonso. Now, Pete Alonso, if you look at his game log lately, he has kind of been a little bit cold. Went into the All-Star break a little bit cold. Since he's come out of the All-Star break, hasn't played the best. As you can see, he's gone under the line in all of his last 4 games. But when it comes to hitters, you kind of have to just take a look at the matchup from an individual, each matchup individually. Sure, there's guys that can get on hot streak, can get on cold streaks, but anytime, a guy, even if a guy's on a cold streak and I like the matchup that they're going to be having that day, I'll still take a look at taking some of their props, especially if the lines are maybe a little bit lower than they maybe should be because of the, quote-unquote cold streak that they're on. Sometimes guys can be on hot streaks and then they face like a really tough pitcher and they go 0 for 4. So it's like you kind of have to look at each matchup individually. Each day is a new day. And I like this matchup for Pete Alonso Tuesday night going up against Kyle Hendricks. So Kyle Hendricks, he's a veteran, old pitcher. I mean, he's 35 years old. This is like his 10th season in the majors. At this point in his career, Kyle Hendricks, he's just like an average pitcher at best. He's a guy that does not throw hard at all. Like I think he has the lowest. I'm pretty sure he has the lowest fastball velocity of any pitcher in the league. Like he's a soft tosser. He relies on kind of deception, getting guys to chase his pitches. Like that's especially like some of his off-speed pitches. He relies on chases on those because he's not really gonna blow the ball by you because he doesn't throw the ball hard at all. Alonso is a hitter that has really good splits against right-handed pitching this year. He's batting .300 against right-handed pitching. He's actually been a lot better against right-handed pitching this season than he has been against left-handed pitching. Batting .300 against right-handed pitching this season, has a higher on-base percentage, higher slugging, higher OPS, higher ISO, and a higher WRC plus against right-handed pitching as well. So really good splits for Pete Alonso against righties this year. And then Kyle Hendricks, on the other hand, has been a reverse splits pitcher this season, which means he's actually struggled more against right-handed hitters, which is typically not the case. Typically, right-handed pitchers are going to struggle more against left-handed hitters, and then vice versa, left-handed pitchers will struggle more against right-handed hitters. But it's actually been the opposite for Kyle Hendricks this year. Kyle Hendricks has really struggled against right-handed hitters. Right-handed hitters are hitting .308 with a .333 on-base percentage and a .549 slug against Hendricks this season. If we look at some of his other splits against right-handed hitters, 2.23 home runs per 9, so he's given up a lot of home runs to righties. Low walk, or it does have a low walk rate, so he's not really walking a lot of batters, but he doesn't strike out a lot of batters either. 15.9% strikeout rate. Again, righties hitting .308 against him, so right-handed hitters have had a lot of success against Kyle Hendricks this season. I think this does set up as a really good matchup for Pete Alonso. And another thing that I look at is kind of the pitch mix. I like to compare the pitcher's pitch mix and look at the batter, see how that batter hits that pitch mix. And if we look at Kyle Hendricks' pitch mix, he really only throws 4 pitches: changeup, sinker, fastball, curveball. And by far his most used pitches are his changeup and sinker. He throws those 2 pitches close to 80% of the time. Fastball he's throwing about 15% of the time this year. Curveball about 10%. But a lot of changeups, a lot of sinkers is what you're going to see from Kyle Hendricks. And this season against changeups, Pete Alonso's hit changeups really well. 267 average, 567 slug. And then his numbers against sinkers are really good. 387 average, 587 slug. So he's hit both those pitches well for power because he's slugging 587 against sinkers, slugging 567 against changeups. Average not as high against changeups, but a really high average, 387 against sinkers. And like we said, changeup, sinker, that's what you're going to see a lot of from Kyle Hendricks. So like this matchup a lot for Pete Alonso. We're going to take him for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. And then our third and final play is going to be a hits allowed prop. And we're going to take Max Scherzer for more than 3.5 hits allowed. Now, we've only seen Max Scherzer pitch 5 games this year. He was on the injured list to start the season, so he didn't really pitch to start the season. I think he made his season debut in late March. He actually did start the season, so my mistake. He did start the season in late March. He made his first start of the year, but then he got injured, and he was out for about 2 months, I believe. He made his return, or about 3 months. He made his return in late June, and we've seen him in his 4 starts since coming back. Not really pitched super well. He's given up, 6 hits to Cleveland. Only gave up 3 hits to the Yankees, which is his matchup for today. But then 5 hits to the Angels, 5 hits to the Athletics. Max Scherzer, he's historically been a really good pitcher. Like you look at his numbers, 4 or 5 years ago, I mean, he was one of the better pitchers in the league, especially, in his, 7, 8 years ago, he was really, really good. But he's, I think he's 40 years old now, so he's kind of reaching towards the end of his career. And you can kind of see that his numbers are, declining. I mean, he's got some of the worst numbers of his career when you look kind of like at his, WOBA, his expected slugging, his expected ERA. All of his numbers are down. His strikeout rate is still decent. I mean, he's still got a 25.5% strikeout rate, but that is still, I mean, that's down compared to where he's historically been. Like, he's historically been like a 30% K guy. But at this point in his career, Scherzer just doesn't have the stuff, the swing and miss stuff to be that pitcher that he used to be. And we see this a lot with like veteran pitchers, guys like Clayton Kershaw, Scherzer, again, a good example. Like, these are guys that, 7, 8, 9 years ago were some of the best pitchers in the league, and now they're kind of getting older, they're declining, they're just not as dominant as they used to be. Another good example is Justin Verlander, a pitcher that's just not the same talented, same as or is as talented as he used to be. He's not the same pitcher that he used to be. So Scherzer, I think, is definitely a pitcher you can get hits against, whereas he used to be a guy that was tough to get hits against because he would strike out so many batters. But his strikeout rate's just not as high as it used to be, especially against lefties. He doesn't strike out nearly as many lefties. And this Yankees lineup is going to have a lot of lefties in it. If we look right now at their projected lineup, it's the night before, so the projected lineup, it's not guaranteed that's the same lineup that they roll out. But the Yankees do have 7 lefties in their projected lineup for Tuesday. And, I mean, one of the righties is Aaron Judge. The other righty is Anthony Volpe. So it's not like he's going to be getting... he's not going to be facing easy righties that are easy to get out. Obviously, Aaron Judge, the best hitter, one of, if not the best hitter in the league. And then Anthony Volpe, solid hitter. I think Volpe's been hitting the ball a little bit better as of late as well. But he's going to be facing a lot of lefties, most likely. Grisham, Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, Jason Dominguez, Ben Rice, Austin Wells, Vivas at the bottom of the lineup. He's going to be facing a lot of lefties. Scherzer has historically had really low strikeout numbers against lefties. He's historically given up more hits to lefties. Lefties are hitting 267 off of Scherzer this season, whereas righties are only hitting 250 against him. Last season, lefties hit 260 against Scherzer, righties only 228. So the more lefties that Scherzer faces, the better it will be for us to cash this prop, because I think he just has a higher chance of giving up hits to lefties than he does to righties. I know he faced the Yankees earlier this season, only gave up 3 hits allowed. I know I was looking at some of his stats against the Yankees historically. He's historically done really well against the Yankees, but it's so hard to weight that because, again, how many of those starts were back in the day when Scherzer was actually really, really talented? Not saying he isn't talented anymore, but he's just not the same pitcher that he used to be. So give me Max Scherzer for more than 3.5 hits allowed here, and what is a pretty difficult matchup against a good Yankees lineup that has hit right-handed pitching really well this season. I mean, this season in terms of their average against right-handed pitching, I believe the Yankees are towards the top of the league. I mean, they're top 10 in average against right-handed pitching, so it's not like this is much of an easy matchup for Scherzer. I think we'll see some balls put in play here, some hits allowed against him, and again, I like him for more than 3.5 hits allowed. So these are the 3 props, guys, that we're going to roll with for today on Tuesday. We're going to take Mitch Keller for less than 1.5 walks allowed. Pete Alonso, more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. Max Scherzer, more than 3.5 hits allowed. So we got 3 plays. Let's go 3-0 here. Let's try and hit all 3 of these plays, get a clean sweep in our first slate back here. Again, I was gone for the last 3 or 4 days. Went on a trip to Atlanta this weekend, but I'm back. We're going to be back to grinding out MLB content. Again, rest of the season, we're going to be pumping out MLB content. In about a month, we got college football coming up, and I'm going to be doing college football videos. Obviously, going to be doing NFL videos as well. So, always going to be content out on this channel. If you guys enjoy the videos I put out here on YouTube, just make sure to hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, make sure that you sign up. Use that promo code NOAH, and you will get $50 in free lineups when you play your first $5 lineup over on Prizepicks. But good luck, guys. Let's win some money tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.